States whereby it was pre-conditioned.
It doesn't matter.
Pre-agreed, where they said we can come to you tomorrow.
Offices are defined by office holders. Offices are defined by office holders. An office is not a wall.
So what you're saying, Gloria, is that he should have, in his capacity as a CS, said, okay, hang on, what about the health risk?
Not even in his capacity as a CS health.
As a Kenyan.
As a patriotic Kenyan.
Should have said what?
As a person who has the ability to contract Ebola.
Should have said, oh God, should have said what? Because let's look at it. So yesterday was Thursday. The day before that, which was Wednesday, and it was a public holiday, but it was interesting that we saw very quickly Ministry of Health put out this, brief.
They move very swiftly.
The PS put out a brief. The CS put out a brief. Office of I don't know who put out a brief and said this was going to happen, and everybody was like, okay, meaning what? The money story only started coming out yesterday in terms of the amounts, like how much then was going to be given. But the very thing here, it doesn't really matter how you look at the thing, that it doesn't make sense on the head of it. So what would be the sense? And we ask you this question specifically because you frolicked in these circles.
Yeah. And you see I didn't survive.
And how what kind of reasoning would then take place where we say, okay, America needs a solid, guys, let's do it? This is how it works with this regime.
How much are we making? Then we work backwards. How much are we making? We are probably going to make 100 million. Okay. Look for the legislation that backs it up. Look for the team that looks for the moral thing. Then they work backwards. That's how it works. Yeah? When you saw the diaspora jobs thing, how much are we making? Work backwards. Justify it through a program. Justify it through Pesa Mfukoni. Justify it. Oh, maybe 5 or 6 people die, but not everyone dies. They work backwards because how much are we making? And that's why you see when I say offices are institutions, and so first of all, institutions are made by offices. Offices are made by office holders. Office holders are human beings. If an office holder does not believe in certain things, you will quickly see that office just showcase it doesn't believe in those things. And that's why and by the way, this you can look at different offices that have been held by different people, and then you can see really an office is the office holder. Even just in the case of education, when we had Matiang'i there, people were saying, oh, education, it's the office holder. Then you look at how now that has changed. Different, even within the judicial systems, it is the office holder. When we had Maraga, it was the office holder. He stood up for. That's the time when he nullified elections. Because his spirit is a spirit of patriotism, and he really is not afraid. He's not a coward. Then you come and look at the other office holders, and you're like, what's happening? So that's why yesterday someone told me, the problem with you argue you're personal. I'm like, there's no other way to deal with this regime other than being personal, because the people who are auctioning our country as quarantine centers are persons, and they have personalities that need to be dealt with on a personality level. I can promise you, there are certain people, if they held the office of Aden Duale, some of the things that you're seeing happening would not happen just based on who those people are.
So, do you see that he should have PS Oluga, PS Muthoni, CS Aden Duale should have said public health protection is one of the things that they've said it before that we're very cautious about, but this flies in the face of what they've actually said before. We know that folks like the Katiba Institute have now taken this petition to the High Court and said that all of this business